The main purpose of microeconomics is to help us make better decisions. The general approach is to explore what the optimal choice is given our objectives and limited resources. This approach is called Constraint Optimization, and it is very powerful. For example, we know that by using this approach for consumers, that is, by solving the constrained consumer choice problem, we can determine what consumers should do in order to maximize their utility, given their income and prices of goods. In fact, this approach allows us to derive the demand curve and helps us predict how the demand curve will shift in response to a changing environment. For example, if income changes, or if prices change, or if preferences change. Given that demand, when combined with supply, determines both prices and quantities sold in the economy, this is powerful stuff. However, there is one aspect of consumers' choices that we have not addressed, namely that consumers often make choices over time. That is, consumers choose to do some action today, and this action have consequences for the future. These choices are actually very common and very important. Many people borrow money from the future in order to purchase goods today. We borrow money in order to buy a new car. Other people save money today in order to buy more things in the future. We save today in order to live well in retirement. Another relevant example is education. We spend money and forego earning today in order to purchase an education that will allow us to make more money in the future. These inter-temporal choices between time periods, can be studied in basically the same way as we study whether to buy pizza or hamburgers. That is, we set up an objective function, a utility function, and then determine what the inter-temporal budget constraint looks like. Once that is done, it is a simple calculus problem to determine whether we should save money today, and if so, how much, or whether we should go to graduate school or simply start working right after graduation. The solution to these problems is the same as the static constrained consumer choice problem. We should do the action for which the marginal rate of substitution is equal to the slope of the budget line, the relative price. All we need to do is reinterpret these concepts slightly. The marginal rate of substitution, MRS, is usually defined as the rate at which a consumer can give up one good in exchange for another good while maintaining the same level of utility. For the intertemporal choice, the marginal rate of substitution is simply reinterpreted as the rate at which a consumer can give up consumption today for consumption in the future while maintaining the same level of utility. Similarly, the budget constraint usually describes all the possible consumption bundles a consumer can afford, given her income and the prices of the two goods. The intertemporal budget constraint is similar. It shows how much consumption a consumer can afford in each time period, given incomes in the various time periods and the rate of interest. Here, in particular, the relative price is the interest rate. That's the price across time. So as we can see, whether you choose how to spend your current income on the goods available and affordable today, or you choose how to spread your life income over time, the basic decision is the same. Namely, it's a constraint optimization problem.